I think we need to, as individuals, like me as Sabine, I need to make my contribution by saving water where I can, right? That in my home, it's not dripping, there is no waste. So that that we all, really contribute from our perspective what we can do, and then bring it from our house, from our homes to the Machala, to the district levels, to the.
Water is not just water. Water is industry. Water is energy. Water is food. Water is environment. Water is social life. It's life.
Only one thing, only one resource in Earth is not recycling or possible to take. It's the water. In this conference, we have a chance to take investment and implement it. We'll be the first country in Central Asia which uses a forecasting system with AI to know how much water we will have, and then we can use correct.
80% of our water comes from neighboring countries, right? Only 20% is generated from Uzbekistan.
Water scarcity is widely recognized as one of the most pressing global challenges today, and it remains a top priority across regions, including Central Asia. Against this backdrop, strengthening sustainable water management, improving cooperation, and promoting innovative solutions have become key issues on the international agenda. The Tashkent Water Week 2026 International Forum commenced in Tashkent and will continue on March 25 to 26. The major event is organized in cooperation with the Ministry of Water Resources of the Republic of Uzbekistan, TMA National Research University, ITECA Exhibitions, and the Center for Progressive Reforms. The forum is dedicated to water resource management, the promotion of innovative approaches, and the strengthening of regional cooperation.
Some of the findings from panelists we heard that we really need to do three things to preserve water safety, and to really be to be alert with water risks that we have. First is to translate the global water conventions, the Sustainable Development Framework, to tangible, active, and very practical solutions on national, governmental, intergovernmental, and city level. Then you have to also think, how are we building new sets of behaviors and incentivizing people to change their behavior. You and I drink water and we always take it for granted. We can always buy bottled water, but how do we actually reuse, save water, and maybe even recycle? We have no idea yet. At least I don't here. Then the third one is also to connect from the youngest generation, to teach them how do we preserve water. So education, and build the next generation of water skills and water workforce, which I think without that latest knowledge and having the fresh eyes and experienced eyes on water, we won't excel in the regional cooperation. But I think tomorrow we're going to hear more in the Institute of Irrigation that we have this evidence-based scientists, and they're going to bridge with politicians, with policymakers, with other universities, how we actually bring the water security into reality here. I'm very excited and I'm so happy to be part of this event.
On the first day of the forum, participants were introduced to the opening ceremony and the main ideas presented during the plenary session titled Water and Sustainable Development, Dialogue, Trust and Joint Solutions. High-level officials, international organization representatives and sector experts who spoke during the session emphasized the importance of building mutual trust, expanding cooperation, and applying a coordinated approach to water resource management.
Artificial intelligence and also digitalization is something very new for all of us, but I think it can help us because we have now, for instance, better maps, right, that we can see from the satellite images. We can maybe better understand why certain things are happening, let's say, again, in the Amu Darya River, right, why certain things are happening in the RLC region. So I think we need to use these new technologies to really come down and identify what the areas are that we need to look at. So I hope also from this conference today that we hear a bit what is being done. You've just heard, for instance, from the speaker from Saudi Arabia, right? He was saying that in Saudi Arabia there's a lot of private investments. I think we need to, as individuals, like me as Sabine, I need to make my contribution by saving water where I can, right? That in my home, it's not dripping, there is no waste. So that we all, really contribute from our perspective what we can do, and then bring it from our house, from our homes to the Machala, to the district levels, because I think it's not going to happen just because we're changing a law. I mean, we all need to contribute to that.
It was noted that Central Asia is currently facing increasing pressure on water resources due to climate change, rising demand, and growing economic and demographic factors. In this context, efficient and sustainable water management is considered a strategic priority for the region.
Central Asian region, also Uzbekistan, is very short of water. But at the same time, there is a lot of water which is being wasted. So the government is taking a lot of actions to ensure that the wasted water is really productively used and it's not wasted. So I think this is the most important, water saving. And this approach we see at the governmental level, we also see it in the regional cooperation in Central Asia. We see a multiple coordination meetings from the highest level of the presidents who meet every year and always speak about water, through the ministers who meet regularly, up to the down level, more in the management system between the different stakeholders. I think those are those solutions which are now needed, so the dialogue. But the dialogue has to also lead to a very practical solution. And this is where we come in a little bit, like the International Water Management Institute. We promote globally approved solution, technology solution, but also, educational solutions, how to ensure that the existing tools and opportunities are implemented specifically for Uzbekistan, for Central Asia, but also for very specific mahalas. That's very important that we see the full picture, that we see all sectors which are water dependent. Water is not just water. Water is industry, water is energy, water is food, water is environment, water is social life. It's life, absolutely. So it's life in all the aspects. So I think that the institute like us, International Water Management Institute, we actually celebrate 25 years now here in being based in Tashkent of our office. And this is the way where we can deliver knowledge for those who need to take decisions on the political level, but also on the very local level. And this is what we try to do every day.
A key component of the forum was the Ministers' Dialogue, where ministers and senior officials from the region discussed the joint water resource management, the exchange of hydrological data, and cooperation mechanisms to address climate-related risks such as droughts and floods. These discussions highlighted the growing importance of water diplomacy in ensuring regional stability.
I think it would be important to take maybe the two aspects. One is, of course, the water use for human activities, including agriculture and the food production, economic activities. But at the same time, we should be also looking at the water as a part of ensuring the environment and the ecology. The biodiversity loss is going to be prevented. And as I was saying at the panel, Uzbekistan, for example, is a home for more than 20,000 fauna and species. It is a very geographically important region for the world. Protecting environment, protecting ecology is also an important aspect when we look at the water governance and the water management.
Indeed, trust is very important, and trust in the water sector can always be built based on the actual infrastructure and transparency with the ecosystem in the countries. Nowadays, we see Uzbekistan is a idol and is a good model for the transparency, for the commitment from the government towards building the trust and attracting the private sector to invest. We know that the water infrastructure is very long-term investments that require sustainability, required also long-term visionary structure where it allows the private sector to put money with the comfort. So for me, it's very essential, very important that private sector believe that he's putting money on the right location and the right also alignment with the government.
Forum participants, including government representatives, international organizations, the scientific community, business sector representatives, and young professionals, shared their perspectives and experiences on various aspects of water resource management. The discussions focused on digital technologies in water supply, modernization of water systems, food security, green standards, and sustainable land use.
Only one resource in Earth is not recycling or possible to take. It's the water. It's impossible to take anywhere. So in that reason, we know that gold is expensive. I know, but water is more expensive now. And In our situation in Central Asia, Uzbekistan is in the middle side, and we take water resources 90% and more from transborder rivers from Afghanistan, go to Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, and then can come to Uzbekistan. And the reason we can control this water resources, how it could be, but we can prepare, we can recycle water resources, we can use digital technology to measure, to know how much water we will have. We can forecasting. Now, science is like MVP player in the sphere to help and solve the problems of water resources, because everyone is it every day. As a startupper, as a people, as a person who win a president prize for the innovation in water sphere, I only know one thing: using is artificial intelligence, digital technology, helping to forecasting. We can know how much water we'll have in 1 year further. We're making the special project and technology. We already have solution. Why we need investment? In this conference, we have a chance to take investment and implement it. We'll be the first country in the Central Asia which use a forecasting system with AI to know how much water we will have, and then we can use correct.
The forum will continue on March 26 with thematic events including the Tashkent Water Security Forum, Women Water Week, and the World Water Olympiad 2026. These events aim to combine scientific approaches, policy dialogue, and practical solutions.
To overcome water scarcity problems, I think we need to approach collaboratively and from different scales, from big scale until to small scale. For example, as neighboring countries for the regional level, regional scale, these neighboring countries should be accountable about their water uses in their country. For example, they should make sure that every country of the region should have water security. So they should have the water that's enough for agriculture and to make sure to ensure the food security. As a scientists, we have to create new solutions, new innovative technologies. We have to do a lot of science about studying our water, about our soil, and requirements of the different crops that we produce, that we grow in our fields, for example, water requirements of them. And there should be a lot of research. And then we have to make recommendations for our government, policymakers, right? Our population should be educated about their water usage. So they should feel the responsibility, right? They should feel the responsibility that we have a lot of water problems. For example, 80% of our water comes from neighboring countries, right? Only 20% is generated from Uzbekistan. We need to collaborate well with our neighboring countries to transboundary water usage issues as well.
Overall, the Tashkent Water Week 2026 Forum serves as an important platform for strengthening international cooperation in water resource management, discussing innovative solutions, and advancing regional dialogue.